Hello all, this is Anthony again, and we're going to continue with the second part of uh, my presentation about Symbian OS. In the first part, we discussed the brief history of the Symbian OS. And for the second part, uh, we're going to deep down to the heart of the operating system, the technical specification of Symbian OS. Uh, from this part, I'm going to discuss two important key knowledge. So first is the programming language of the Symbian operating system, and what are those programming languages that are supported by the Symbian. And then the second is the system architectures, wherein this will be the blueprint of the Symbian OS. We're going to discuss and divide the topic layer by layer. So let's go now to technical specification, and the first part is the Symbian programming language. Uh, Symbian operating system is a operating system that support mostly of well-known programming language, like for example the Java for making web application, and also Python and Ruby for the third-party application. But most importantly, uh, the source code of the Symbian are written in C++. Can you see here in the slide? Uh, the middle part is the native code of the Symbian, and wherein it is written in C++. In this part also, you can see the kernel. We're gonna talk about kernel in the third part of the presentation. The consideration of choosing C++ as Symbian native code uh, was driven by the following factor. First, because of limited resources. Uh, because, as you know, you cannot put so much resources in a small device, so most especially during that time that the electronics devices of the phone are so small, so you can only put limited resources like memory and low powered CPU. And second, because of the nature of the mobile device that they are always on, no? So they choose C++, so very lightweight programming language, running always always running in the background without uh, consuming so much of the power resources, no? Yung battery lifetimes niya. So, here in the diagram, you can see the relationship of C++ to another programming language. At the center, or the zero, is the kernel, the important part of the operating system. Towards the x-axis is the native code, and they choose C++ as the native code for functionality and performance. And let's go along to the y-axis. You can see here uh, support for UR interface and third-party application. So you can see here, drop here the well-known programming language like Ruby, Java, Python, and Flash. For example, third-party applications for web. And Symbian support this well-known uh, programming language for ease of deployment. So basically, that is the programming language of the Symbian operating system. Its native code is written in C++, and uh, he has support for the another well-known programming language for its third-party application. And the second part of the technical specification is the Symbian architecture. No? So this architecture is divided into 5 parts. So that's what we're going to discuss in the next slides.